along, 2013 was the year of the improbable. Loads of mad stuff happens. Loads of mad stuff has happened to us. Loads of mad stuff's happening with the football club. We're going to talk about that now, here, upstairs in the salubrious den called Motel, for the first ever televised Anfield Rap Live. What a wonderful gang of people they are there. That couldn't have worked any better. Splendid stuff. So, the panel, Andy Heaton, Gareth Roberts, Rob Gutman. But before we get into the intricacies of the football, we get into all that nonsense, the first thing we want to know is who you think would win a tournament of paper, scissors, stone out of this lot. Joel Richards, who'd win paper, scissors, stone?
Andy Heaton, because he's a crafty bastard.
Andy Heaton's crafty bastardness. Rick McAvoy, who'd win?
Robbo. Just because.
Just because.
Paper.
There your two shouts so far. First up, it's Andy Heaton versus Rob Gutman. Paper, scissors, stone. 1, 2, 3, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Two stones. Best of three. Next one. 1, 2, 3. Go. Andy Heaton's through. Andy Heaton versus Gareth Roberts. Paper, scissors, stone. Get your hands in the air, gentlemen, like you just don't care. 1, 2, 3. Go. Oh, Robbo takes the victory. Round of applause for Gareth Roberts. Yeah. Gentlemen, then, it is the year of the improbable. It is the year where things have happened that you wouldn't have expected. So first and foremost, can I ask you the most direct question? Rob Gutman, can Liverpool flat track bully their way to fourth in the league?
I think it's a weird season, isn't it? And Gareth and I were talking beforehand that maybe, just maybe, it could be like 2001, where we just won match after match after match and suddenly you found yourself there. Can we do it by beating the rubbish teams, the shit teams, to flat track bully it? No, because it's not going to work out that way. That's just never how it works.
Why is it not going to work out that way?
Because it's never happened in the history of football that a team has just beaten all the shite and not beaten the other teams and it works out for the best.
Apart from Man United 2008, 2009.
No, they also beat the good teams, apart from us.
And the other teams they didn't beat.
Yeah, they did.
Okay then.
Yeah, they did. See, that's my statistical analysis. But I don't know, Neil. On paper, you'd think we certainly look a team that can do over the crap. You know, we beat them 3-4-0 for fun to give them their formal title.
The crap.
The shite.
We know who they are.
The cannon fodder of the Premiership. Yeah, we can do this.
Gareth Roberts, can we do this? Can Liverpool finish top four? And if so, how's the best way they can do it?
Well, we're certainly on course for it, aren't we? I mean, we're sort of doing 2 points average at the moment, and if you do that across the season, then you would think that's enough. But obviously, the games aren't the same. We've got some tougher games, and I think we've got to start picking some points up in the big games. That's still a bit of a question mark for me against Rodgers and against this side.
We beat Man U, guys.
I know we beat Man U, but
they're all right.
But there's the David Moyes effect, isn't there? He's turning into Everton. So,
well, look, if you look at our 3 big games, it's 1-1 draw and 1 lost one, isn't it?
Yeah. But I think we need to win a big one away, is what I'm saying. He needs a big win, Rodgers, away for me, and this team does, to sort of prove the mentalities, right? I mean, Old Trafford, even though it was the League Cup, I thought we bottled it a bit there. I thought some of the players' mentality and performance looked wrong then. And so that's still a bit of a thing in the back of the mind for me about whether, when it comes to those big games, can we pick up the points we need? Because I don't think we can just flat sack bully. I think we've got to pick up a few draws or a few wins against the so-called bigger sides, because they're not really big, are they? But
they're not. We're contemptuous of them mainly, aren't we, Andy? But no, I think ultimately, you look at this, what's required for a top 4 finish? 2013, 73 points, 12, 69, 11, 68, 10, 70, 9, 72. Contrast that with when Everton got it in 2005 and it was 61 points. You need to hit a strong total now if you're going to challenge for that top 4.
Well, normally in the league season already, there's always a team that's generally pulling away and you've got a decent idea who the top 2 are going to be. It might be a little bit tighter this year, which if you take that in mind, it's even more important. I generally agree with Gareth. I think there's a pressure issue with Liverpool. I think when the pressure's off,
that's the way he's got them set up.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's funny because he's become more and more pragmatic, and that gives me a little bit of hope, because we had this whole last season where you play a 4-3-3, it's going to work this way, and he's totally threw that out the window to accommodate Suarez and Sturridge this year. So you just don't know. And for all the flat track bully thing, we still got beat by Southampton 1-0 as well as they're doing at the minute. They're not going to stay up there for the rest of the season.
Oh, I'm the best team in the country.
No, but I mean, let's be honest. A team that's got ambitions can't be throwing away a 2-1 lead in the derby like we did. And let's be honest, we got away with it in the end, but had it not been for the goalkeeper, we could have lost.
But Andy, you look at Chelsea dropping points for fun, City dropping points.
Listen, that won't go on. You're looking at two teams with two new managers, and that's going to take a bit of time to bed in, and you get a feeling once.
How long is the key? Yeah.
Once those two get up ahead of steam, I think you've got a big problem. I think City is still going to finish in the top two. We can do it. I just think there's a big performance there. The biggest one for me this year was Arsenal away. When, let's be honest, we were terrible.
I don't think so.
No, we were awful. However you dress up, we were awful.
We made chances.
But we were bossed. We were bossed.
I think that was the story that everyone wanted to. If we were going to get beaten by Arsenal, they were going to put on the performance of the season, and people were going to decide it was that, but they didn't. At no point did I think Jordan that game. Yeah, we're in this. We're going to win it. It was obvious from the first 5-10 minutes. 1-0 down, I thought we could get.
Maybe,
I turned to my girl and I said I thought we could get something.
The flat track bullying thing is fine, but I think we just need to be a little bit more self-assured in the bigger games, and I'm not convinced the midfield's strong enough to do that.
That's it. For me, there's a midfield issue. I was being a bore. All these have been like bevying and stuff, but I've been like at home crunching stats like a bad, sad
fucking
Gareth loves the stats.
Yeah, go on. And labour it.
And you've written them in a massive book that you brought with you tonight. Hold the book up. Hold the book up for the people to see. That's the size of the book he's put his stats in. He's not messing around.
This book also helps me produce a brilliant fanzine called Well Read. Have you ever heard of that?
Are we charging for that advert?
No, but my point would be about the midfield is there's no goals from it at the moment. I mean, I'm looking at, we're here now 12 games in, and you've got 4 goals from midfield. Coutinho, Moses, Gerrard 2, both pens. 75% of the league goals have come from the front two, and I just think it's a dangerous game to rely on that season long.
The other side though, you've got Coutinho coming back in as well, who kind of, I mean, we started off slowly, but last year he was a revelation, so maybe if you can take that mantle up.
Dalglish, it happens. It does happen.
And the other thing is as well, Gareth, if you are playing a front two, you know what I mean? You're going to play a front two. They're going to play as the two. The onus is going to be on them, and most of the season they've been sort of there. Even at the start of the season, Sturridge had Aspas next to him. You're going to play as a front two.
Yeah, because if he plays a 4-5-1, right?
You need the goals to chip it in.
Well, then another 2 players are going to score the goals that say Suarez has scored. You know, it's just.
But I looked at Chelsea and Arsenal, say for instance, after 10 games. And they both had 6 midfielders each that had scored already after 10 games.
But they're lacking a forward.
Possibly, yeah. But what I'm saying is, I just think we need to spread the goals out. I mean, I know we had Skirtle score an header, but I just think there's not enough goals coming from the rest of the team, and that's a concern for me. You look at Henderson. Well,
Henderson's missed a few chances.
That's what I was just going to say. Henderson's played virtually every minute of the season, and he hasn't scored. And he's had about 19 shots.
I'd say he's had chances, because last season he scored 5 goals from 16 starts. He's had chances. You know, he's got that.
Gerrard hasn't scored in open play since February.
The difference is that Gerrard doesn't look like goal scoring from open play. To be fair to Jordan, I think if he gets one, you get a few. I mean, it happens so many times with so many teams. You look at Ramsey this year. I'm not saying he's as good as Aaron Ramsey, by the way, but they tend to flow. They tend to flow. And look, Wilshere hadn't scored, I think it was for 18 months, until a couple of weeks ago. And now he's scoring every game. That little bit of confidence,
and
I think.
Ramsey as well.
Yeah, and Ramsey as well. But at the minute, it's just not working. I mean, you talk about a forward too.
Hang on, we're second in the league and scored more goals than I think one other team. This is bullshit. It is. I'm sorry. We're the second highest goal scorers in the league, and we're second in the fucking league. And there's not a problem. There's no problem.
If Suarez or Sturridge doesn't score one of the goals, because you always felt that. You look at the United team when they had that dynamite, they had Jorgen Cole or Sheringham Cole. Even when they weren't functioning, you always had that feeling that Beckham would chip in with one, or Scholes would chip in with one.
If we have injuries, that's why Liverpool need to strengthen. Liverpool are in a unique situation compared to the rest. As Jose Mourinho said, we've probably got as good an 11 as anyone else, but the weakest squad. But we're not playing in Europe, so there's these yin and yangs all over the place. And that's why January becomes crucial for Liverpool. As it stands, second in the league, loads of fucking goals, loads of them. It doesn't matter who's scoring, that's not the problem. The problem is we don't have a deep squad.
Do you not think they're mentally weak? And I'll put this out, I know we're doing the Q&A in the second bit.
Hands up.
But I know. I like the derby the other day when we were 2-1 up, and Joe Allen missed that chance, and I don't know anyone else who wasn't at that game who thought that's going to cost us long run. 3-1 up.
Supporters think that all
I
the
thought
time.
it was in the goal.
Football supporters think that all the time, and sometimes you get away with it, you know what I mean? Football supporters constantly go when something like that happens, well, we're going to pay for this later.
No, but you can see,
we all do it.
But what I'm saying, it was like with the FA Cup semi-final when Everton went 1-0 up and thought they won the World Cup. As soon as we equalised, we were always going to win because they're mentally fragile. And we just looked mentally fragile after that moment.
But when we made it 3-3, I thought we were going to win, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because we weren't expecting, that's what I'm saying about pressure. But that's what I'm saying, the pressure was off. The 3-2, the pressure was off.
All right. I'm intrigued because my big worry is the second half of the season. That's what strikes me as the issue, because Liverpool, I think, look great against sides at home, certainly, but also when they go away, the sides who go and let them play and step back a little bit and watch them a little bit. Second half of the season, when you're playing the poorer sides away from home, they're going to come on you more because they're going to be desperate, they're going to need points themselves. And the tougher sides at home aren't going to let you play, Rob, and that's my worry. And that's my worry about the midfield. I think at the minute, we can keep picking up 2 points a game between now and Christmas. I think we can do that. But my worry is what happens once we get the other side of Christmas and suddenly these sides, we're playing like Arsenal at home and they're getting in our face. We're playing all these sides, we're playing Spurs, we're playing Chelsea.
Sides we can't dominate.
Sides that basically we can't flat track bully
I'll
at
tell
home.
you, what will happen is what's happened for the last 12 months. We're a side that has the last 12 months, I think, just under 2 points, and that's what will continue to happen. And in some seasons in the past, that would have got you 4th place, and it won't this season. Something has to change for Liverpool in January, and the fundamental thing that needs to change is a key signing. Last January, we made a quantum leap by signing 2 phenomenal footballers in Coutinho and Sturridge, and if we don't get at least one, we won't do enough. Well, I don't know. It'll be about other teams. It's a very, very difficult thing to judge.
But doesn't the last transfer window concern you? Because Rodgers wanted a number 10. Rodgers wanted someone who could contribute first team, straight in, score goals and create, and we didn't get him. And instead we bought a load of centre-halves.
Yeah, I know. We wanted Willian, Mkhitaryan, the Costa.
You see, I didn't expect this level of pessimism when I turned up tonight, not least because there's all these people here. They made a special effort. My thing is, between 2003 and 2008, the average distance between first and fourth was 24 points. And since 2008 until last season, it's approximately 17. And I think that this season it's going to be, well, that's what I mean. This is my thing on this is, I think unless something I don't see happening happens from Chelsea, or from City, maybe I think it's more likely to happen from City. I think you may as well challenge for first as challenge for fourth. That's what I think. I think you may as well look at first and fourth.
Yeah.
But you don't think we've got that in us?
I just think it's a mentality issue. I mean, I look at, Everton got mentioned there, and for me, although the game was absolutely brilliant and I enjoyed it and I was falling over at midnight like everyone else after watching it, for me, we went there negatively. We didn't go there and go, fuck Everton, we're good, we're coming here to dominate the game and win it. We went there and went, Sturridge, you stay on the bench. However fit he was, he could have started, and it made a statement for me if he started, and not starting him said, come on Everton, you come on to us. And I know you're going to say now, but they're a decent side.
That wasn't what I was going to say.
All right, sorry.
I'm going to say it's fair.
But they're not that decent, is what I'm going to say.
You give them a lift when you take him off, though. I think he thought...
But you give them a lift by starting Joe on.
I know, but they knew Sturridge was injured anyway. They knew we were compromised.
But I didn't, though. I thought it was the old man games bollocks that Ferguson used to put. And I fully expected to see Sturridge come on.
You say Ferguson there, though, and this is what I come back to, is that sort of setup and that sort of game is exactly what Ferguson did for years. Just match them up straight up against the opponent. So you say, well, it's a mentality point. I think that's what he used to do. Every time he used to come to Anfield under Benitez, we'd play 4-2-3-1, and that would be the game where they definitely turn up and go 4-2-3-1. Yeah, we'll just match it up man for man.
So conversely to that, though, we don't do that though under Rodgers. I don't feel like we've done that.
Everton.
We tried to, yeah, but I don't think it particularly worked. We could have easily lost. I thought Everton dominated that game. And like for me, I thought if you're going to roll the dice every game the way we pretty much haven't gone, the lads up front are fucking brilliant, the keeper's brilliant, so go ahead and we'll have you off, we'll score more than you. Well, let's do that against Everton as well. But if you're going to start being pragmatic and trying to win it by changing it, then
I think that's when Rodgers is weak. I'm like, you're on that.
Do it all the time.
That's where he's weak.
Yeah, he goes from flip-flops from one
so
to
it's like
the
a
other.
nervous thing when he's not quite sure. He gets this thing, I'm going to try and be a smart ass now, and generally comes a cropper.
Okay then, ladies and gentlemen, this is part 1 of the Anfield Wrap Live. I told you that it'd go fast. You all thought it wouldn't. You all thought we were in for a long shoot. Don't go anywhere. Come straight back after this. We're going to bring the room into play. I'm nervous for one. Welcome back to part 2, this first ever televised Anfield wrap. Let's just sort of see what happens next as we step out into the audience. Out there somewhere in the middle distance is the one, the only, we couldn't leave him at home, Mr. John Gibbons. John, fancy a quick game of scissors, paper, stone? From here to there.
Pressure.
You ready?
Go ahead, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh,
you've been battered.
He's done me.
Relentless stuff there.
It's a bad start to this, isn't it, for me? Bad start, I might get off.
You're getting off. That's no time for that, John. In the break, we walked around, we talked to a few people. They've all got a few points. Who do you want to go to first? It's your call.
We've got a question up here on the left, I think, so we'll go here first. What is your point, handsome gentleman?
Oh, you're too kind. My question was, I heard what Rob was saying in the first part about...
He was talking shy, wasn't he, basically?
Not at all. He was talking about the quantum leap player that we need to get in January. And I was just wondering, there's so many of the players that, well, personally, I'm quite happy with. But where would Rob have that quantum leap player materialise, so to speak?
Rob Gutman, where you having your quantum leap player materialise?
That's a really good question. I'm delighted I've been asked it. It's definitely not a defender, that's for sure. We've got billions of them. A load of mediocrity. No, Brendan said in the last window that we needed a number 10 or somebody to augment the Coutinho role. It needs to be a forward. Ideally, it's Cristiano Ronaldo. It's not him. Boo, boo, ba, boo, ba, boo. If it's not him, it's a winger who can score a lot of goals.
So these two are moaning about lack of midfielders, and you're saying you want a winger who can score a lot of goals?
I'm not asked. I think you play a load of boss lads. I think I'm going to quote Bill Shankly here in a totally.
You're not going to quote. You're going to paraphrase Bill Shankly. I'm
going to lie about a Bill Shankly quote, but I heard it somewhere along the line that if you put a lot of great lads up front, you can put up with a lot of mediocrity behind them. And all joking aside, I think we need a very, very important wide man, a Ribery, Robin, a Ronaldo, not those guys, but someone as near to that as we can get.
What I'd say is, Rob, is how you fitting him in the team. You can't just throw him in. You need to take someone else.
How am I fitting? Look, at the end of the day...
Because we've got two strikers. We've got Coutinho. Presumably you still want to play Coutinho.
Yeah.
The midfield's weak enough as it is, good, and you've got Henderson there.
Depends
basically doing a lot of the central midfielders' work already. If it's him you're going to take out, then they look even more exposed.
It depends who you're playing, John, at the end of the day. We talk about the flat track bullying situation. We've got those 3 players, but if we're missing 2 at any one time, we missed Sturridge, so we dipped down a level against Everton. If you want 3 of them in the team at any one time, you need 4 in the squad.
Can I just interject? There's not to say that Rodgers wanted the number 10, and there's not to say had he got his number 10 that he'd be playing the 2 up front, right?
Yeah.
Right. There is a player. I mean, it's a kind of a moot point because that fucking gobshite would never sell him to us. But Shinji Kagawa's not getting a game at Man United. And he would be the perfect number 10 for Liverpool for exactly what we need.
What, to come off the bench, you mean?
No, just to say, you're looking at that game-changing play. He's on the bench of Man United and not playing enough. If we were looking at I would alter the shit. Shinji Kagawa, you look at Jurgen Klopp and probably knows
he's not good enough.
He's not good enough.
No, he's not fucking
Jurgen
good enough.
Klopp called him the finest number 10 in Europe, and you're saying he's not good enough.
Well, he's not getting in their team and they're shit. Where are they?
Yeah, but they're
all right. We've got a few more questions.
Do more questions. Go on, John.
They're
still arguing, John. You just go and grab someone.
Rick's got a great point. I can tell. I don't know what it is, but I can tell it's great. Come on, Rick. Don't let me down.
No pressure. Just wanted to pick up on a few of the stats that Robbo was saying about strikers. Most successful teams rely on one top goal scorer. They get goals from throughout the team, but there's always one top goal scorer. We've got 2 of them. Last season at times we didn't. We had 1, and when we lost that one, others stepped up to the mark. They're not scoring goals from midfield at the minute. The argument would be they don't need to because we've got these 2 guys up front doing it all for them. So even if you were to lose one of them, for whatever reason, Suarez headbutts someone or, the other one steps up. The rest of the team can pick up.
Yeah, I think that's a perfectly valid point, and don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying Liverpool winning and that. I'm not that much of a negative fella, but I just think that if you look across generally successful teams, they will get goals from elsewhere. You'll have a centre half that'll pop up with a few, and I think we've been poor at that, Sammy aside, for some time. And midfield, you know, Henderson for me like has got a lot of love from the Anfield app, from me personally, from a lot of people in this room, but he's got to step up. You know, just running round and putting a lot of effort in isn't good enough. You know, he's getting played every minute of every game, and for me, he should start scoring goals. We know he's capable of it, and I think going back to mentality, which we were talking about before, I think it's a mentality issue with Jordan. I think he's got the ability all day, but when he's seeing the whites of the goal, something's going wrong. And
Gareth, he scored a lot last season, didn't he? Do you think it's something's changed, or it's just an aberration? Because I think post Christmas he scores something like 5 in 11 starts or 12 starts, which is a phenomenal ratio for a midfielder, and he's looking likely to score. Do you think it's a one-off?
There was a stage, wasn't there, I thought, anyway, when I was watching him last season, where, you know this thing about Rodgers saying sort of like filling the shirt and feeling the weight of the shirt and all that. There was a time where Henderson seemed like really fired up, and he was like, fuck you, I'm going to show you how good I am. Yeah. And he was going around shouting at people, he was putting out fires, he was having shots, he scored, it went on a little scoring run, as you say. This season, he's played every game, and I just think, I don't know, has he got into the comfort zone a bit?
Henderson's a funny one though, because you remember
I think he's mentally fragile. That's just one way from what I'm.
If you remember, he
Raj Persaud and that. Like.
Okay. He wanted the bomb around. No, hang on. He wanted the bomb around for Clint Dempsey.
Yeah.
So he's always at that, and he has shown glimpses of that ball he played for Suarez for the goal last month. Yeah, he has got it in him.
You say he's mentally fragile though, but the other side of that is that he was attempted to be bombed out for Clint Dempsey and he's fought himself back there. What's your next one, John? Who else have you got?
We've got a question here, so fire away for our esteemed panel.
Just my point was, in terms of Champions League qualification, my concern would be, and I don't know whether the panel would agree, that I doubt our Champions League credentials if we end up in like a one-on-one playoff, almost like a dogfight for 4th place. I almost feel that we'd be more likely to finish 3rd than 4th in a strange way.
Yeah, Rob, I mean, I think this as well, and I agree with Craig, and I agree with this both from the point of view of coming 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Yeah. The longer this is wide open with a number of teams, the more it's going to suit Liverpool, I think, because they're just going to keep picking the points that they're picking up while everyone else in the top 8's taking points off each other. It suits Liverpool.
I totally agree with both of you. Yeah, we're in for a penny, in for a pound here. We are, for me, we're going to finish top 2 or 3, or we're going to finish 6th. We're not going to just happily become the 4th best team here. It's a very, very sort of, I don't know, it's a confused.
Do you think the manager thinks that?
I think he maybe realises there's opportunity here. There's nothing to choose between the top 6, so you might as well go for it. I hope he's sitting them down and going, there's some cup finals here. Let's just push on and win this. Let's not let there be a limit to our ambition.
So what you said, you wouldn't fancy us to come down to the last game? If there was like 3 teams vying for 4th.
Yeah, I would. You know what? I actually would fancy us. I think let it be a bun fight. Let it be a cup final situation.
Craig saying you wouldn't, would you?
I think it could be 2001 all over again. If we take the most optimistic view of it, we can just, hang on, we've won a match, oh shit, it was 2 games to go, we could win the league, fuck it, let's do it. You know, that could happen.
Okay, next one, John, who else is in the room and wants to speak?
It's esteemed local journalist, Joel Richards. We're very honoured to have him in the room, and he's going to say something far more intelligent than what anyone else has said, so I can't wait for this. I'm really looking forward to it. It's basically why I've come. Come on, Joel.
Go, Joel.
He's very forward there, Joel. He's very forward indeed. The natural. Pass the mic.
John Leggett, will you?
I'm Joel Richards. Pass the mic.
Right, and before you said on Saturday we were mentally fragile, given up a lead against Everton. Yeah. But I'll disagree with you there, because I'd say, if anything, this season our mentality has improved, because any other season, once we'd gone 3-2 down, we'd have lost the game. I don't think, personally, Liverpool would have come back and equalised. Sorry.
Yeah, sure, fine.
If we do it,
go for it, Joe.
At Newcastle as well. Alright, they were down to 10 men. But, again, if we were 2-1 down there in any other season, I don't think Liverpool would have come back and got a point in that game. And there's even other games where we've won this season where I don't think Liverpool would have won that. So if anything, I'd say our mentality has improved, but obviously there's still a long way to go.
I don't know, I mean, it's mitigation, is it? I remember we were down to Spurs last year, weren't we? And we came back and won. And you look at Newcastle, I know they've gone a good run since, but I think they were there to be beaten. Also against Newcastle, you're talking about we were playing against 10 men. So I think there's mitigating circumstances. I just think there's that element where, and I keep going back to it, it's almost like the Moyes factor. It's like we're up in a game that we didn't expect to be up in, it's like, shit, what do we do now? kind of thing. You know, when the pressure's up, it goes back to the flat track bully thing, and I agree with that.
You see, on all this, I remember I was banging on at the start of last season in the way in which I started banging on about things, and the thing I was banging on about was, in Rafa's last season, in Hodgson's disgrace, in Kenny's first half season, and then in Kenny's only full season on second time round, Liverpool lost 1 in 3, and that's finished now. You take the first 6-7 games at the start of last season out the equation, Liverpool haven't lost 1 in 3 like that anymore, and it's becoming fewer and fewer now. And I think if anything suggests mental strength to me in progress, it's that. And you stop banging on about it because it stops being a thing. You know what I mean? Because we're not losing those games all of a sudden, you stop saying, well, we're no longer losing 1 in 3. This side to me looks a distance away from losing 1 in 3.
Also, Neil, you trust us not to go on like a 6-match sequence without a win.
Yeah, without getting anything. In fact, the manager's not lost 2 consecutive games yet, and that was getting banged about the other day. You know, and I think that's significant as well. I do think at times that's because he sometimes solves problems after they've reared their very ugly head. But you know, that's what I think, Hans. I think that, you know, that shows mental strength.
It's striking the balance, though, isn't it? I mean, I think undoubtedly we've made progress, and undoubtedly we're a better side now. But at the same time, I'm still not getting too excited about we've done it, we've made it, we're top 4, we're going to get back in the Champions League, we're going to hear the anthem next season at Anfield and all the rest of it. You know, because
you miss the anthem?
I do,
I missed the anthem. I hated the anthem when it was there, and now I miss it so much.
Bang the chest when that comes on.
Champions League thing?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh, no, that's defining.
Don't do that.
No, do it. That's defining.
As live.
The converse of that we don't seem like we go on to any spiral of downturn is you wonder where our next 5-match winning sequence comes from. I think that's what Gareth's saying. We haven't. I think what's our biggest run under Rodgers? 3. It'd be nice to do 5.
It wouldn't
be good.
What time for one more point before we go to the break? Joel, take the microphone off, Joel. Take the microphone off, Joel. Joel, pass the mic.
I've got a funny anecdote as well. When Liverpool played Olympiacos, I was one of the little lads who waved the Champions League flag in the middle of the pitch. That's why I've got memories of that. That's why I like
get him back. Joel, one day you'll do that again.
Joel's just making us all feel old there, isn't he?
He really is.
Remember that time when you were about 30? Well, I was a bit with that. Nice. Cheers for that, mate. I'll give you that back.
Yeah. One more point, John.
Right, I think Jonathan's got a question. You're going to open it up to the floor.
Yeah, it was just going back to us being flat track bullies. But we can't remember last time we won a game 2-0. We seem to batter teams or just kind of scrape through 1-0 or
that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. When it's easy and we've got that gap, we seem to be great. When it seems that when the margin seems to be thin, we don't seem to have that mental strength to push on or hold out. We seem to be very.
Oh no, I'm not having this. I'm not.
Neil, you know this. When was the last time we won a game 2-0?
Liverpool last.
No, this is bullshit.
It's
We've won
true.
3 games 1-0, and then we were in the rest 3 or 4-0. But 2-0, oh, that's not happening. No offence.
We can't do it.
I think offence is valid.
He is offence is valid.
Knock him out.
I think that's because when is we last won a game 5-1? You know, it's. Well,
we scraped through on the 1-0s. They went like convincing Stoke.
Liverpool last won a league game 2-0 on the 18th of December 2011 away at Aston Villa. That's Liverpool's last 2-0 win. Don't just throw scorelines at me. I know that one because I'm a man who's obsessed with 2-0.
Neil, spot on. Stoke was just mentioned then. First home game of the season, Stoke should be beating them out of sight. It took Mingale making that penalty save.
Should we now begrudging 1-0s having just said that would be good? That kind of thing.
They were never convincing.
I think what we're
talking about 1-0 and Villa 1-0.
I think what we're talking about here is that it doesn't feel systematic. It doesn't feel like it did. Like under Benitez, everyone seems to know the job, and you went out and beat teams. And when you got up against teams,
Mike's giving me the
9 times out of 10. You would then beat that team once you were 1-0 up.
That's because Rafa's a world-class manager.
There's different ways of doing it though. There's then the idea that you swamp sides, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens when you ask the Anfield rap people some difficult questions. They have murder with each other. Imagine knocking down with these people absolutely every single week.
Up here now.
Right, this is the we're gonna call part 2 to a conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. They won't be coming back in part 3. I would love a very warm round of applause for Andy Heaton, for Rob Gutman, and for Gareth Roberts. These people These people should not go anywhere, and the reason why they shouldn't is because they're going to listen to Silently play some music. They've got a chance to get Liverpool versus Norwich tickets. You shouldn't go anywhere either, not least because exactly how is that going to occur? Don't go anywhere. This is the end of part 2 of the Anfield Wrap, televised for the first time ever. Welcome back to the Anfield Wrap part 3, and this is where we get to have some fun, John.
Well, finally, I think it's been a bit low on fun for me.
It's been too footy, too much footy.
It was just a bit negative first part. All this talk of, are we going to come 3rd or are we going to come 6th? We're going to win the league.
Well, these people just need to all clock on. To be honest with you, I'm with you 100%.
I don't understand that debate. Between 3rd and 6th, we're going to win the league.
Right, well, you can win outside when you're watching this, hopefully, on your mobile devices, PCs, etc. You've got to tweet the Anfield Wrap and tell us who that fella is there. So John, just back off a little bit. Let's let everyone get in on that fella. Don't shout it out now in the room. Who is that fella? There'll be one of these every single time you come to Motel. Not quite clear what you'll win yet, but we'll sort that out another time.
He played for Liverpool, by the way, if that helps.
Yeah, of course he played for Liverpool. We'll just help you out there. But now the way this works in the room, ladies and gentlemen, is it's an either-or situation. I'm going to ask people repeatedly the number of league goals certain players scored. That's what we're going to do. And what they're going to do is all those who are sitting down are going to stand up to win these tickets. And if they left hand for one, right hand for the other, and we're going to see how long this lasts. We did this in Leaf the other week, and it didn't last very long at all, John, did it? I was set up with about 25 of these, and it just...
It's hard.
It is hard.
It is hard. They're deliberately close. I'll warn you now.
They are deliberately close. Yeah. It's almost like someone's written them.
It's not who scored more, John Barnes or Mark Walters. Unfortunately, that's not one of the questions.
Okay, then. So what we'll do is, John, get yourself out into the audience. I'll ask the first one. You're off. Around and about. Which way do you want to go, John?
Who's the biggest cheat? I'll stand by them.
Stand by the biggest cheat. So what we're going to do, therefore, is I'm going to ask you now the first one. So can you all stand up, please, ladies and gentlemen? It's on the line. More league goals. Left hand Roger Hunt, right hand Ian Rush. Left hand Roger Hunt, right hand Ian Rush. It was Roger Hunt. Everyone with the right hand up, sit down. How many are left here, John?
Don't look sheepish, Dave. It's fine. Get your hand up. You can give them away.
How many are left here, John?
1, 2, 3, and one of them's Dave Downey, and the other one's
Joel.
And the other one's Gerling. We're going to have to start again.
We're not going to start again. All of you get to the front. Come on. All of you get to the front.
Oh no, we do have one more person who we don't know.
One more person we don't know.
Let's all root for him.
Yeah, I'm right behind the fella I don't know at this stage of proceeding, knowing everyone else. So I'm going to go out into the audience just to cause chaos. I'm going to get out of the way. It's not sus if you win, Gerling. It's not sus. Trust me, I'm desperate for you to lose.
What's your name? Liam. We really want you to win.
Okay, Liam.
If I knew the answers, I'd whisper them to you.
Okay, on, who scored more league goals? Graham Souness, Emile Heskey. Left hand Souness, right hand Heskey.
I don't know, Liam. I don't know.
It was Emile Heskey with 39. 3 left. Next one. Who scored more goals? Left hand Hansen, right hand Agger. Come on. It was Hansen. Hansen scored 8 goals.
Come on, Liam.
2 left. Come on, Liam.
You've got it. You've got it.
I want you to be honest, Mike. I want you to play for the tickets, mate. You can give them to Liam if you want when it's done. Okay, next one. Jack Barmer versus Ian St. John.
Just check, Liam. You're out here next Wednesday, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm already going. Oh. You're already going. Don't worry about it at all. You get your tea with this. Left hand Jack Barmer, right hand Ian St. John. Left hand Barmer, right hand St. John. Liam's gone left hand. Mike's gone right hand. Ian St. John scored 95 goals, but Jack Barmer scored 98. Yeah. Big win for Liam. Give him a big round of applause.
Thank fuck for that.
Well done, everyone. Get yourselves off the stage. Thanks so much for coming and playing with us today. Listen, I hope you've really enjoyed this. I hope everyone in the room's enjoyed it. I hope you at home have enjoyed it. When we do all this Anfield Wrap stuff, when we do all of this messing around that we do, it makes us so happy that people take the time to listen and watch. But the other thing we love to do is we love to involve culture. We love all that sort of stuff. And in 2013, the year of the improbable, the most spectacular, improbable thing I saw was 250, 300 people singing along to Silent Sleep Step to the Bombed Out Church. We've got him here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tonight. This is the Anfield Rap. Make some noise. And this is Chris McIntosh, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. This is a brand new song. It's the first time I've ever played this song in front of many people. I hope you like it. Yeah, being very silent is absolutely integral. Don't kiss that girl, 'cause you'll ruin her world. You will break her, you fake her, you take what you want. You're asking her out before I'm in with a shout. But you've left me bereft and alone again. But just because you want to, it doesn't mean you should. And just because you want to doesn't mean I have to pretend that I'm okay with this. I'm not. Don't kiss that girl. Don't kiss that girl. Don't kiss that girl, 'cause you'll ruin her world. You will bend her and break her in two. It's true. She looks like the type that could go on all night, but looking older and older by the day. But just because you want to, it doesn't mean you should. And just because you want to doesn't mean I have to pretend that I'm okay with this. I'm not. Don't kiss that girl. Just because you want to, it doesn't mean you should. And just because you want to doesn't mean I have to pretend that I'm okay with this. I'm not. Don't kiss that girl. Don't kiss that girl. Don't kiss that girl. Don't kiss that girl. Thank you.